You know that version of you who makes a perfect plan at night? Tomorrow, you'll wake up at 6. You'll work out. You'll eat clean. You'll finally start that project. You even picture it calm, focused, unstoppable. And then morning comes. The alarm rings. Your hand moves like it's possessed. Snooze. Suddenly, it's 7:42. You're negotiating with yourself about whether brushing your teeth counts as productivity. What happened? It feels like you just don't have discipline. Like other people were born with some iron willpower chip installed at birth, and yours shipped defective. But here's the twist. Science suggests discipline has far less to do with willpower than we think. In fact, relying on willpower might be the least effective way to build it. So, if discipline isn't about gritting your teeth and trying harder, what is it about? Let's talk about the psychology behind why you struggle and how to build discipline without constantly fighting yourself. Because maybe it's not that you're weak. Maybe you're just using the wrong tool. First, there's the motivation sprinter. You know this type. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's that friend who gets obsessed with something for 2 weeks and then disappears. New journal, new routine, new productivity app. A surge of energy, a dramatic declaration. This time, I'm serious. And for a few days, they're unstoppable. Then, life happens. A bad night of sleep, a stressful email, one missed workout. Suddenly, the momentum collapses. Psychologically, this is what happens when you depend on emotional energy to drive behavior. Motivation feels powerful, but it's unstable. It rises and falls with mood, stress, sleep, even blood sugar. Research in behavioral psychology shows that habits form more reliably when tied to cues and repetition, not feelings. Motivation is a spark. Habits are wiring. If you recognize yourself here, the solution isn't to feel more motivated. It's to shrink the behavior until it's almost too small to fail. 2 push-ups, 5 minutes of writing, 1 page of reading. Because discipline isn't built in emotional highs. It's built in boring consistency. Then there's the decision fatigue drifter. This person wakes up with good intentions. They genuinely want to do the right thing, but by the end of the day, they're drained. They've made dozens, maybe hundreds of tiny decisions. What to wear, what to reply, what to prioritize, what to ignore. And when it's finally time to work out, study, or focus, their brain says, nope, there's a reason for that. Studies on decision fatigue show that self-control operates like a limited resource. The more choices you make, the harder it becomes to make disciplined ones later. This is why successful routines often look boring from the outside. Same breakfast, same workout time, same workspace setup. It's not about being rigid, it's about conserving mental energy. If this feels like you, the key isn't try harder at night. It's automate earlier, decide in advance, lay out your clothes, block your calendar, remove choices. Discipline thrives in simplicity. Another profile is the environment gambler. This is the person who says, I just need more self-control, while keeping junk food on the counter, their phone on the desk, and notifications buzzing like a slot machine. They believe discipline happens inside the mind, but behavioral science suggests something else entirely. Behavior is heavily shaped by environment. If your phone is within reach, your brain has to fight it. If snacks are visible, you'll think about them more. If your workspace is cluttered, your focus will be too. This isn't weakness, it's stimulus response wiring. Researchers call it choice architecture. Small changes in environment dramatically alter behavior, often without you noticing. Put the phone in another room, productivity increases. Keep fruit visible and snacks hidden. Eating habits shift. Want to build discipline without willpower? Stop testing yourself. Make the good behavior easier than the bad one. Because discipline isn't about resisting temptation every day. It's about reducing the number of temptations you face. Then there's the identity doubter. This one runs deeper. This person doesn't just struggle with habits. They quietly question whether they are the kind of person who can be disciplined. They say things like, I'm just not consistent, or I've never been good at routines. And here's the psychological catch. Identity shapes behavior more than goals do. If you see yourself as someone who tries and fails, every small mistake becomes proof. You miss one day, and your brain whispers, see, I knew it. But if you shift identity, even slightly, behavior follows. Instead of, I'm trying to work out, it becomes, I'm becoming someone who doesn't skip workouts. Tiny, repeated actions then serve as evidence. Each time you follow through, even in a small way, your identity updates. Discipline isn't about forcing behavior. It's about casting votes for the person you want to become. And finally, there's the all-or-nothing thinker. This is the person who sets extreme standards. If they can't do 60 minutes, they won't do 10. If they break the diet once, the whole week is ruined. Psychologically, this pattern is tied to cognitive distortions, especially black and white thinking. The brain craves clarity, perfect or failure, success or collapse. But discipline lives in the gray area. Research on habit formation shows that missing once has almost no long-term impact. It's the story you attach to it that matters. Miss a day? Fine. Don't miss twice. Break a streak? Restart immediately. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about recovery speed. So, here's the deeper insight running through all of this. Willpower is unreliable. Environment, automation, identity, and tiny actions are reliable. Discipline isn't a personality trait. It's a system. It's how you structure your surroundings, how you reduce decisions, how you lower the barrier to starting, how you speak to yourself after mistakes, and how you define who you are becoming. You don't need to wake up feeling like a warrior every day. You need a setup that carries you when you don't. And that might be the most freeing part of all. Because it means you're not broken. You're human. Your brain conserves energy. It avoids discomfort. It follows cues. It protects identity. When you understand that, you stop fighting yourself. You start designing around yourself. So pause for a moment. Which type felt uncomfortably familiar? The motivation sprinter? The decision fatigue drifter? The environment gambler? The identity doubter? The all-or-nothing thinker? Maybe you saw yourself in more than one. That's normal. The goal isn't to become superhuman. It's to become strategic. So here's the quiet experiment. Pick one small behavior. Make it easier than it needs to be. Remove one friction point. Change one environmental cue. Redefine one identity sentence. And then repeat it tomorrow. Not dramatically, not perfectly, just consistently. Because discipline built without willpower doesn't feel heroic. It feels almost boring. And that's how you know it's working. How does this land for you? Which shift feels doable this week? Let me know what you're experimenting with. And if this perspective helped you see yourself differently, stick around. We're not here to shame your habits. We're here to understand them. And once you understand them, you can change them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Hit the like button if this helped you.